Hi, my name is Abhilash. I'm with AutoRABIT, and today I'm going to show you how you can set up a CI job or a continuous integration job using AutoRABIT. So we select Create a New Job from the CI job menu. We gave this job a name, and now we're greeted with several options to choose from, such as do you want to run a build, deploy, test, schedule, code coverage, or static code analysis. You can also fetch changes from a Salesforce org or version control like we are in our case. So we select the repository. We select the branch. We even select a baseline revision. Now, any commits made after this selected revision will be picked up by this CI job. Now, we can also, under additional settings, exclude metadata types. So, for example, if you don't want classes to be part of this particular CI process, you can exclude that. Under post-build activities, you can receive success and failure notifications on the build. We'll select our deployment org, and we have several more options such as validate only, ignore visibility settings, enable rollback, as well as run destructive changes. Under post-deployment activities, you can receive success and failure notifications on the deployment, run a data loader process, or build another CI job after this one's finished. Under the Apex test and code coverage section, you have several options to choose from when selecting what kind of test to run. In our case, we'll specify a test that we'd like it to run. Under the functional test section, you could select certain scripts that you'd like to run or test scripts. So using our test automation factor, which we'll cover in a separate video, you could actually check in test scripts to your version control system. Or we could choose templates or labels that we've created using our test automation factory. Under schedule section, you could either schedule this daily, weekly, or build on commit. Build on commit is where we set up a webhook in your repository. So anytime a commit is made to that repository or branch, it'll automatically trigger a CI process. So now that we saved the process, we'll select our job that we just created and select trigger new cycle. We'll give this cycle a title, and we can even give it a comment if we'd like to. And we get a summary of what was configured while we're setting this process up. And now the build has been triggered. So once the build is complete, it'll then trigger the deployment. And once the deployment is complete, it'll then trigger the tests, which in our case, we chose to run Selenium tests. So now that the process is complete, we can also view the logs. So for example, here's the build log. So you could see what was going on as part of the process. And at the very bottom, you could see whether this build was successful or not, as well as the amount of time it took. And the same will true for the deployment. So you can also see the deployment log, see what went on during the process. If there's any deployment failures or errors, those will be shown under the log as well as just a brief note whether the deployment was succeeded or not. So in our case, our tests were also successful, which is good to see. And at the far right, we give you the code coverage. Now, clicking on this little circle here, we have a couple more options. So one, here's that rollback option. So if you enable the rollback, you can roll back your changes if anything goes wrong. Under view changes, you could see what were the components that are part of this particular CI process or the components that are picked up by this process. Next, you'll see View Dashboard. And under View Dashboard, you can see the code coverage and static code analysis reports, test results, things of that nature, as well as any deployment warnings will be shown in our deployment warnings section. If you select View Check-ins, this will show you what commits are picked up by this CI job, as well as the modified files and added files. And on top of that, even the different supports. So here's an Apex class. We could see that some of the comments were changed between build 0 and build 1. Going back to our view here, we could also select Download Build to actually download the build itself. So this is how you can set up a CI process, which will automatically trigger your builds, deployments, tests, data migrations. You can run code coverage and static code analysis. Thank you very much for watching.